We're gonna start with Final Fantasy 1. I've already earned the 4 White Mage run, so that's a second run. It's not funny. It's not funny. We've already picked the names, and from this point on, before we start, we will pick the names if we can name the characters. So, we've got, I don't know how many, I don't remember how many characters I'm allowed in this one. But, 12? 6 full or 12 half? Half, if I could speak English. Okay, it allows that because those are half. Okay, I'm gonna pick the jobs too. I kind of want to go with the traditional. Rand, thanks for the conversion. I'll count that. Prime to tier 1. Y'all out of control. You're gonna be that. Zector is character number 3. And Misquote is character number 4. I kind of want to run traditional. Warrior, Thief. I mean, I'm a huge Monk fan, but I always bring Monk. Always, always, always bring Monk. I kind of want to bring Monk instead of Warrior. But White Mage, Black Mage is always good old reliable. And Thief becoming Ninja later is pretty nice. I feel like without Warrior, the early game's a little tough, but it does save me some money to bring a Monk instead. So I think I'll replace the Warrior, and otherwise we'll go traditional. Sellout mode. Hey, how about I sell out Final Fantasy 1 Pixel Remaster? All the Pixel Remasters turned out pretty damn good, if I may say so myself. I already 100%ed them all before even starting this marathon. So, it means I don't have to 100% them again, but you could, and throughout the marathon, when we hit certain thresholds, we'll also be giving copies away. We'll have 2 copies given away today on the Twitch stream, and if you're watching this on the VOD channel after the fact, well, bear that in mind. That's what we do. That's what we're doing for this. So, with that, I think we get started. Oh, look, it's Jack's house. The world lies shrouded in darkness. The wind dies. Says the winds die. The seas rage. The earth decays. But the people believe in a prophecy, patiently awaiting its fulfillment. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. After a long journey, 4 young travelers did appear at last. I changed the order. And in the hand of each was clutched a crystal. Now start. Gotta love. I think I'll start in town. All right, so with a monk, we can kind of get off easy at the start. We want spells. It's not funny. Jack, it's just, you can't laugh at Jack. That's not cool. Yeah, we're playing the Pixel Remaster. All right, so definitely fire. We don't need focus. We'll just go fire and thunder. Save some money. No, don't want to talk to you again. I might need to reduce the frequency of those again, by the way. We don't really need anything else here. We really just need Cure. Dia's fine, I suppose, but we really don't need it. Early on, the protect isn't too bad, but we'll hopefully be killing everything fast enough.
It's huge!
Thank you. Might need to reduce the frequency of those again. I keep giving you guys power, and I keep regretting it. Blink, it's not that worth having later on. Because you can only use it on yourself, and by then you pretty much just powerhouse through everything. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. Damn, I have those set to 3 minutes. To 2 minutes, huh? Let's do this. When is chat? I don't know. I always want to trust chat, and I always feel like it's a poor decision. Every single time, it is a poor decision. You can't be trusted. Yeah, no weapon is why we're gonna run monk early. That's why I got rid of the warrior. It helps reduce the cost. Warrior is super expensive once you get to the elf town. So we can ignore that. We already have the knife. We have the staff. We could upgrade to a sword, but we're gonna leave the knife for now. Thief's gonna be a little bit of a liability early and hopefully pay dividends later. Monk will be... It's kind of similar. We are gonna get a leather cap if memory serves in... Oh no, take that. We are gonna get a leather cap if memory serves in the first location. I don't think we can collect any of the chests either yet in the castle. Where's the guard? Is it you? No, that's restore the crystals to Grace. Get out of the way, bro. The whole point. There we go. Because he takes me right to the king. Yeah. Yeah, I should never trust chat. You're correct. I was told you carry the crystals. Is that true? It's just as Lucan's prophecy foretold. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. Because that's the second run, Void. Your Majesty, we cannot be certain that these are the warriors foretold in the prophecy. Yet they stand before us with the crystals. We cannot dismiss this as mere coincidence. Crystal bearers, there's a task I would ask of you. Will you rescue my daughter, Sarah? Garland, a knight once in His Majesty's service, has abducted Princess Sarah. I ask for your aid in the name of His Majesty, the King of Cornelia. Of course, we did attempt to save the princess ourselves, but Garland is the finest swordsman in the kingdom. We have none who can match him. I heard that you wished to journey to the continent to our north. The bridge leading to the north was lost long ago. Damn right, making passage impossible. Go now, warriors of light, and do not fail me. Yeah, I don't think I can collect... I know I can't collect the ones in those rooms. Those require the key. I don't remember if there's a secret down here. I think those are almost all the chests. I don't think the first chest you can get are the Chaos Shrine in this playthrough. I don't think there's anything in those two. Yeah, and there's nothing off to the side here either. Okay. Just double checking. Pretty sure there's nothing in either of these. Yeah, I can't wait for the Strangers of Paradise DLC. Correct. Okay, so it's just the ones that require the special key, the late game key. And I think there's like... I know half of the chests in the Chaos Shrine are the same way. Oh, you know as soon as I enter what I'm saying. Alright, fortunately for the early section. Now, we might want to actually just get a level or two and rest at the end. Just to get some stuff taken care of real quick. No, not already, Krista, no! I can't wait till Final Fantasy 3. Not a sentence I thought I'd ever say. Just for the soundtrack. The Pixel Remaster soundtrack for Final Fantasy 3 is pretty top. And not to mention, the Pixel Remaster of 3 is also just pretty good. It's not bad like other versions of Final Fantasy 3. They don't run. Yeah, we really need a few early levels on Monk. Once we get the job upgrades, everything will get a lot easier, but that's not going to be for quite some time. It's without a doubt Azazel. Yeah, but we'll have earned the 3D version. Listen, we haven't earned it yet. We still got to get through this, a 4 white mage run of Final Fantasy 1 and Final Fantasy 2. Listen, sometimes a hat can be a face. Oh yeah, this will also be good. We could pick up some potions because we only have a couple of cure uses early. Hey, that 4 white mage run was earned. And who knows, maybe we'll have more 4 runs. Depends on what the people want. No, it is bad, Azazel. But when I play it, everyone will remember exactly what that game is. Remember exactly what it is. It's one of those games that in your memory isn't as bad as it is when you play it again. That's how I feel. Because when I first played Final Fantasy 3, I remember kind of just playing through it and being okay. But when I played it again and it all came rushing back, I was like, after I get this level, we'll buy some potions, rest, and then head up to Chaos Shrine. Final Fantasy 4 3D is fortunately pretty good. I still prefer the Pixel Remaster or the PSP version, but at least Final Fantasy 4 3D is pretty good. Yeah, and the version from 35 years ago, Ball, that would be the case. The PSP version of 4 is unfortunately also the easiest version of 4. It's just easy. That's the best. That's the good thing about the 3D version of 4 is that it's actually pretty challenging because of the way it's done. All right, so that should be enough. We can rest, we can get potions, and we'll be good. Yeah, it's the only real downside to the PSP version is how easy it is. Why does it start on no? Yeah, and I've got more titles this time. I'm going to have a lot more titles and goals and stuff. Some of those tiers. Yeah, I mean, it's an event for a long... I did forget to buy potions, actually, so I should have re-entered town. It's a long-term thing, because we have so many releases. Got to remember, when I did the first Pixel Remaster, I don't think there were any mildly interesting game releases pretty much the whole time. And I basically was able to play through the whole thing straight through. Well, until we have the heal staff, the potions are pretty good early. I mean, even just the next few months are packed. This month is going to be packed. I mean, Strangers of Paradise DLC is on the 20th. Live Alive is on the 22nd. Xenoblade 3 is on the 29th. Like, I have to interrupt the marathon to play some of these games. And if I start the marathon next year, the same thing's going to happen anyway. There's going to be more releases. I'm going to have to interrupt it anyway. So starting it early and then working through it, I think is going to be the best call. Alright, I might have to do some manual target selection because of the Warg Wolves in here. Warg Wolves are really healthy. They're the most dangerous enemy in here by a mile. So we'll have to do some manual target selection for this. That's why I brought the 10 potions, because of this. And also, the monk early takes a lot of damage, so it's going to be a little tough. Yeah, so there should be 2 chests on this side, or 2 or 3 chests. We also want to defend with our mages on turns where we can. If it's few enemies, definitely defend with them in case they get hit. Leather cap. Yeah, Thief is also going to be a bit of a liability until much later. Yeah, fortunately, I'm surprised how much, I just realized how much health my Thief has. What the heck? Why does it have 104? Why do they give Thief so much health in Pixel Remaster? Although I wonder, he probably doesn't scale it as quickly. Alright, there's a potion, there's a tent. So we're gonna need a bunch of tents too. Yeah, I got a very strong level up. Ow. Yeah, he's gonna need a potion use. Could probably use a cure charge on him and be fine. But I'm gonna stick to that, because that acts as a full heal without using a combat cure. Ooh. How many fire uses do I have? I'm gonna just use the one. Yeah, all the strong wolves are here, so gotta be a little careful. Kind of hoping my mages take a few hits. Might have to swap. I'm gonna swap my thief into a different spot. Yeah, there's the poison on hit that I was concerned about. That's fine. We'll just have to cure through it, because we don't have a method of getting rid of poison yet. We could go back to town and get... what's it called? But, you know. We'll just potion one more time before I talk to him. Oh, just wait till Dragon Quest. Yeah, do I have to do Dragon Quest count up and Final Fantasy count up at the same time? Oh, Garland. I, Garland, will knock you all down. Oh, no, I have to say it in Jack's voice. I, Garland, will knock you all down. There we go. I, Chaos, will knock you all down. I'm here to kill Garland. Alright, we don't need any of those charges yet. Ooh, going after my black mage, huh? There you go. The poison's a little annoying because of the werewolf, but nothing too bad. Good morning, Rio. Good morning. You saw that unlucky level up, 71 health to 72 health? The bare minimum. You've come to rescue me. I am Sarah, Princess of Cornelia. Words can never be enough to thank you. That's the first time anyone has defeated Garland. You must allow me to show you my gratitude. Accompany me to the castle. We got you. Saves me the trouble with the poison, too. Thank you for returning the daughter to my daughter to my side. There can be no doubt that you are the warriors of light of Lucan's prophecy. You should hear the prophecy in its entirety, if I may. Damn right, I'm excited, Prof. When darkness veils the world, 4 warriors of light shall come. If they cannot gather the shards of light, the darkness will consume all. The 4 crystals will never shine again. Now I hear that a crystal can be found on the continent to our north. Restoring light to the crystals is our only hope of ridding the world of the monsters which plague it. We'll have the bridge to the north rebuilt, as promised. I pray that you succeed in restoring the light to the 4 crystals, and to the world. We're gonna restore the light. Wait, just a moment. The loot has been entrusted to the princesses of Cornelia for many generations. When he abducted me, Garland took this loot as well. I want you to have it. It may have aid on your journey. Bow, bow, bow. Time for the fastest bridge building in the... Oh, I'm still poisoned here. Rah, rah. Just tell me about the crystals. Orders from His Majesty. We're to do our part to fulfill the Lucan prophecy. I'm really looking forward to replaying 10. I've been itching to replay 10 and 12 for so long, but I knew I was going to do count up at some point in the next, you know, we were waiting on learning when 16 was coming out. So, what does this bridge have to do with the prophecy? The 4 warriors of light are here. They're in Cornelia. Rest in the bed. Although I got to admit, I'm definitely Zen Mottoing penance when I get back to it. I hate that happens with poison in this game, by the way. I think does the church get rid of it? I don't remember. Alright, so we definitely need a few ant dots. Grab one more tent. I always do new sphere grid, yeah. Expert grid. Yeah, he's down to 1 health anyway. I feel like, I gotta admit that if in the middle of this marathon they've released Pixel Remaster on PlayStation, Switch, on PlayStation, I'm replaying them for the achievements. I'd say that they're able to be more focused early, but I mean by the late game in Final Fantasy, in Final Fantasy X, I mean everyone can do everything still. It doesn't really change much. And so their quest began. As the 4 warriors of light, they felt overwhelmed by the great task destiny had placed before them. They did not even know the true significance of the 4 crystals they held in their hands. The crystals that once, long ago, held a light that shone so brightly. The time for their journey had come. The time to cast off the veil of darkness and bring the world once more into the light. I'm here to kill chaos. This coffee's gonna be feeling real good. Random encounter immediately. Ambushed. You get ambushed a lot in the Pixel remasters. A lot. You can beat most of the early Final Fantasies in like 10 to 12. I think my 100% save file of this was like 14 hours or something. Obviously, I've played the game before, so for me that wasn't going to be much of an issue no matter what, but, you know. Ow. I don't want him beast moding my casters, so he gets the old-fashioned boot. Oh, Crazy Horse. That's supposed to be a rare spawn. Ow. Oh my goodness. Of course they're gonna kill him. I mean, he is in the spot that makes him most likely to get killed, so we gotta get to Provoka pretty quick. You can also double back. That's gonna happen to Monk a lot early. Because he's in the first slot. I kind of want to swap him with the Thief. Just because the Thief got a lucky HP roll. Alright, we need... what do you mean by cheat power level? Yeah. If you mean the Peninsula of Power, then no. Yeah, the evasion early is going to come in handy. We're going to grab a couple levels. We're going to kill a few ogres and whatnot outside before... the pirates are easy, but all the same. We're also going to buy this hammer, because I believe the hammer is a higher base attack. That is correct, NWA. Yeah, from what I recall, Thief is also a decent bit stronger in the Pixel remasters than it normally is. Definitely Temper. That is the most important one. Especially early on. I have, what's it called? Herman Miller. A Herman Miller Aeron. Oh, that's right. Yeah, I dumbed. Gotta go to the church first. Good old Final Fantasy 1. Church time. Yeah, I've had this chair for quite some time, though. Gonna go to church. Excuse me. Point me to your nearest church. Why is it not marked on the map? That's lame. Could also just buy things. Ivy, hi. I just don't have a weak neck. Why is the church not marked? It's right here, but why is it not marked? You don't have enough money. Well, that's what I get for buying spells first. Let's go sell something. No. You still need to go to the church to resurrect from death. Oh, no, look how much money I have. Nice. I forgot how much it is. I think I'll just sell the tent. Lily Kit, thank you for the tier 1. Get this up over here. Thank you so much for the tier 1. Yeah, we already rested at the end, and it didn't work. Oh, it's exactly the cost of a tent. We'll actually use a potion, because he's going to be at 1. And I already used the inn, so... Yeah, big difference is you can buy Phoenix Downs in Pixel Remaster. That's the thing that's different. You still have to, you know, get them, but... all the same. Ow. He's gonna die again if he's not careful. Yeah, we just need a couple of kills around Provoka and we should be fine. Thank you also, Drig, for the 76. I gotta add that to the list too. Oh god, these matchups are awful. At least for this set it is. Yeah, we gotta get rid. Oh my goodness, I forgot how hard these worms hit. Oh my goodness, leave them alone. So much damage. Alright, now that those are gone, should be a decent bit easier. Thank goodness you missed, because I think you would have killed if not for that. Yeah, we're getting some of the rougher encounters outside of Provoka. Oh my god, oh, still lived. I mean, it's fine, I guess. It's not really a gun blade so much as it's an actual gun and an actual blade. Because the gun blade itself isn't a gun and a blade. It like fires projectiles into the blade to make it vibrate so that it's more damaging. Hers is literally, it changes between the two. Yo, 128 health? What the heck, dude? Some of these HP values are already pretty intense. It's an engineer's nightmare. Yeah, we could definitely use a little bit more money. Money is going to be the big thing to take a monk, is definitely for the easier money budgeting early. Once we get to the elf village, it'll be very much grateful. And until we get stuff like the heal staff and whatnot, we're always going to be kind of... It's a little bit of an uphill battle with health management. Yeah, it's all about the spell costs. Fortunately, around the time you get to Elfheim, you get some really good Gil encounters. So that is a plus. Oh my goodness, Lilykit with the 25 more. Would you like to... If you'd like to trigger something from the list, you gotta let me know. Jesus, dude, we're already hell of a way through. So that's... What's that total? So there's 75 added, so that's 460. Remember, bonus time won't tick down until the end of my normal stream time. Goodness, can I type in the correct spots, please? Thank you. That's a lot of dollars. It's gonna be a heck of a year, let me tell you. What's the HP? Oh my goodness. I was so busy talking, I didn't even notice how close this came to being a disaster. I want to see a character in paint. Yeah, it's a 60-second paint drawing. This encounter sucks, man. I keep getting this encounter. It's like the one encounter I don't want because it's just such a pain. Yeah. And obviously, if I have reasons to need to go early, I'll just leave the bonus time for a later stream. Yeah, it's fine. Black Mage has to stay dead. Hey, how brutal outside Provoka can be. Stop! Oh my goodness. I'm gonna have to flee, to be honest. I didn't even mean to do that. Oh, it should be fine now. It's just only these two are gonna get levels. Oh, some of the worst. I mean, the worst random encounters are in Marsh Cave early on. By far, those are the worst ones. Yeah, I'm gonna have to run from that encounter for a little bit still. Without a warrior can tank some of those hits, and it's so easy. But without a warrior, I'm 4 squishies. It's by far one of the worst encounters in the early game. Pleasant dreams. All right, let's beat up the pirates. Oh, do I have enough money for... Oh, I've got enough gil to grab some stuff before that. Blizzard is certainly a good pickup here. And on the white magic front... This is the armor shop, actually. Let's do the armor shop first. Leather, chain. Yeah, we can't really do much here. It's just gloves. I'm just gonna buy the one. Oh god, a 60-second. Can I get banned for that? You do whatever you want. It's yours. What are you fighting for? Silence. Yeah, that's the reason why I don't take Blink, is because Invis is Blink, but I can cast it on people. Yeah, level 2 white slots are kind of duty. Ow. Ow. It's already at 4 hits. That's kind of nice. Oh, come on. I have Invis. No, I never buy. I almost never buy sleep. They're not threatening enough to buy sleep. I didn't mean to auto battle through that, but it'll be fine. I'll just let it auto through the last few. Oh my goodness, that level up. That's a white mage level up too. Although the intelligence, no, it's fine actually. Look at that level up. So much health. I mean, there's no, you pick who the character is. It doesn't matter. 121 HP white mage early is pretty good. Hey, thanks. It is, yeah, it was a huge upgrade. You're right. Mont Blanc. That's a Moogle. I don't even remember. I don't even remember what Mont Blanc wears. It's got this. Oh yeah, there we go. All right. Let's see. What do we have here? 60 seconds. All right. I'm not gonna make it a flat 60, but I will do as good as I can here. I'm trying to figure out which of these I use. Let's just make it this one. No. No. There we go. I need a bigger canvas. Alright, let's see. Yeah, it's Moogle. It's Final Fantasy 12 Moogle with a green cape. Alright. I'm gonna make it about a minute from when let me hold on, let me do a brush test. Okay, I think that's fine. I just wanted to see how thick it was. Alright. Final Fantasy 12 Moogles, green shirt. Their ears are kind of messed up, and their palm is behind their head. It kind of like hangs. Okay. Alright, 60-second Mont Blanc. As soon as it hits 805, I'm not sure when it did, when it hit 804, but... Okay, no, there we go. Okay, 60 seconds. Okay, those are his pants. He's got baggy pants, right? He's got shoes. There you go. It looks more like Majin Buu already. He's very wide. No. Here, we're gonna leave it. We're gonna leave it on the timer. We're gonna start over. There we go. Looks like a butt. He's too wide. Oh, there we go. He's got shoes. There you go. He's got balls. This does actually look like hairy balls at this point. He's got his shirt. No, we're gonna undo again. We got. Oh no, we need normal pants. There you go. All right, there you go. He's got normal shoes. This is baggy. He's got a shirt. He's got a green shirt with this. He's got his arms crossed. There we go. There, he's got his arms crossed because he's like, "Where's my hunts?" There you go. And then he's got the Moogle. He's got the Moogle head. He's got. There you go. They've got kind of like extra pointy ears in this. Looks more like a bunny rabbit than a Moogle. And then they've got this, except that it goes behind the head like this, and then it's like that, and then he's just like, hey, where are my hunts? There, that's And then he's got the ears, and then see, he looks more like a bunny rabbit. It's a bunny. Look, the Moogles in that game look like bunny rabbits. Okay. You wanted a 60-second paint. Moogle's not too wide. Listen, he's a pretty wide Moogle. Oh, and you know what? I went a little over time, but he's got whiskers also. There you go. He's got his arms crossed and everything. It's beautiful. Yeah, I mean, you can argue the Moogles in 12 do really look like bunnies. They really do. They don't look like, they look like much tinier bunnies. They actually do look closer to Loprits. Go Google it, you'll see. Yeah, I never said I could draw. Yeah, the Evolution Moogles. Oh yeah, let me save that, by the way. Save as Mont Blanc. There we go. It's beautiful. Yeah, the most important thing is that it's done with great speed, great haste. You believe me, don't you? No. No, we gotta save them all for later, Dante. I think that's pretty accurate. I'm fairly confident in my accuracy. I think I need to go to Matoya's and grab the items first. See, these are the encounters I was hoping to get. Now that my monk hit a critical point in his damage. Yeah, JSH's artwork is always a good time. Might use the tent on the way also. Oh yeah, no, it says Mont Blanc in the file name. Oh my goodness, they're only attacking them. It's so much damage. JV, thank you for the tier 1. Add that to this list. Oh, and then there's another one, so let's add 2. And then do that. Remember, bonus won't kick in until after 2 p.m. I may have some lunch around then. Also. Slowly but surely. Remember, this is a long event, so we got plenty of time to spread that out. Oh my goodness, there's so many mobs here.
It's huge.
Yeah, actually, I need to run from this. Everyone's gonna die if I don't. Okay, thank goodness for those misses. Well, never mind. Oh no, that still works. I mean, the monk can kill them. It's just, it's gonna be, yeah, I don't know. Here, let's see if I can actually get my turns quickly enough. Nope. It's so many wolves. I've been so unlucky with encounters so far. These are some of the worst early game encounters you can get, and it's all I've been getting. There we go. All right, we're gonna have to go back and res. Because we don't have any Phoenix Downs. Oh, hold on. We need to actually use these to make sure we get back safely. All right. Thank you, Lanver, for the 3 months. I got to add that. I think it might be... Bro, these are awful. They tried to run. Okay, if you insist. Oh my goodness, it's not going to let me out. That's bad. It's very bad. Might die because there's nothing we can really do against most of these. No, because I beast moded through this the first time I did it. These are just some of the toughest encounters that you can get early. I think it's safer to go back this way instead of going towards Provoka. Yeah, there we go. That's much safer. I like auto saves anyway. The auto save is really good. Yeah, we gotta beast through the early game with the monk. Because he can oh, hold on, we gotta res first. We can outright murder through all the bosses, but we don't have any survivability for the long fights. Where the heck? Okay, it's this one. No, we still have Marsh Cave. Marsh Cave is most assuredly the scariest portion of everything. The good news is Mind Flayers should actually be very, very quick. They're a big threat no matter what. Yeah, we can't really afford to get that early either. We need to get another tent. Oh yeah, I mean we're not going to Marsh Cave right this second. Alright, haven't saved in a little bit. Oh, I forgot to fucking... Well, hopefully they don't outspeed me somehow. There we go. Gotta actually rest. Bought the potions, didn't actually rest. Wish didn't start on no. Yeah, but my first job choice would always be. I mean, that's exactly how it is in the original. Eventually, it won't matter because we'll, Okay, still outspeeding me there. It won't matter because we'll have Phoenix Downs out the wazoo. It's the early game where we can't really afford them. That's tough. As soon as we get outside Elfheim, getting Gil becomes much easier. It's all in the document, good. Oh, for Christ's sake. Preemptive actually makes this a decent bit easier. Nice. Alright, he's dead. 30's not too bad. That's very good turn-wise. Yeah, because if we can get a few more of these KOs, then the rest becomes so much easier. Alright, we're just going to stop here. We don't have the Crystal Eye yet, but we can get the chests that are in here. Oh, these Warg Wolves again. Look at the damage. That one's dead. I was gonna say that one might be dead. Oh, if that didn't miss, this would have been over that turn. Might be, yes, okay. Yeah, sitting outside Provoka for a little bit with the in-rooms is kind of handy. Ouch! My eye! My eye! Ouch! Good morning, Wisconsin. Can't see a blasted thing without my crystal eye. Who could have stolen it? I know exactly who. Bam, 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 bam. No, don't forget.
5 more months to 4 years.
Alright, that might get me all the way back to Provoka for the boat. Time to make toast, Maka. Thanks for the 43 months. And do this real quick. Oh, no, we don't. Even with the... actually, with the preemptive, this might be fine. I am going to throw this out here, though. Because this should guarantee a 1 turn. Yeah. I was really hoping that would be enough. He only landed 1 hit on the first one, though, so... Okay, that's perfect. Small. A little bit of stamina. It's not really very useful. Hydrate! Gotta love the coffee. Crazy Horse shouldn't be too bad. Flee? No. Four HP. Come on now. At least you got a strength level up. Always good vibes. Alright, we can rest here. We can take the boat. Outside Elfheim, if I recall, is actually not as bad. It's not until you actually go into Marsh Cave where things get kind of annoying. I can't remember if there's any chests in here. Probably is a drink. Crazy Horse? Sounds like one. I'm sure there's offshoots I haven't played. Or I know there are ones I haven't finished at the very least. 100 HP. That's what you like to say. We don't need to play the game. It's time to play the game! Alright, now I don't remember what the relative strength is of everything on the boat. Fairly high. Ow. Alright, we just eat my whole health bar. Oh, I also didn't mean to do that, so it'd be a bit of a problem. He's gonna die again, most likely. Oh, God. Yeah, the shark's pretty dank on HP. Just the squishiness early. Let's take again. Oh, man, no stats other than health? What the heck, bro? He's got 178. Oh, and then I got one. Cool. 178 health. You... What is this? What is this thief? Nice, by the way. What is this thief health? It's supposed to be my monk. Buccaneer. I think this is an easy one. Oh, we also got a preemptive, so yeah. Luckily, my monk can pretty much one-shot everything at this point. Other than the sharks. I was amazed that the sharks didn't die. Alright, or because we're close to Elfheim. That was a very bad attack roll. What the heck? Alright, that shark's dead. Unfortunately, he had his turn first. Which is kind of lame. And gone. At least they're worth a huge chunk. Alright. So now, unfortunately, everything's also super expensive here. Not just the spell. I mean, even just resting here and using the church is more expensive because they don't like us. They don't like us. It's not fair. Now, I think we should probably get a new knife. Yeah, you get a lot. There's a lot more Gillen battles at this point, also. We can also technically get a knife for the Black Mage at this point. So they can actually deal some damage. A better knife, I should say. Doesn't go up by too much. Because I didn't want to use one. Pretty simple, given you have 6 choices. I want them to bring in the PlayStation because I want more achievements. Yes, we want 1 copper armlet at the very least. We got this other... I want all 3 leather caps across the board. Let me take a look at the spells first. We're going to save a lot of money not having a fighter here. But we are going to want to stock up on antidotes out the wazoo. That doesn't work, Silver. Oh, you mean 4 fighters? Yeah, no, I understand. I was confused for a second. Yeah, now comes the issue is how much this costs. We want those 2. We don't really need those 2. Eventually, we get the heal staff, and that'll be pretty much our sole way of healing through the game. And these are 1,000 apiece too. You need Fyra and Thundara. We don't need the other ones. Now I'm trying to. I can't remember which encounter is the good one, but there are. I think it's not this one. This one's awful. Yeah, the level 4 spells are more expensive, but you don't really need them. They're nice to have early if you can get them. It's good, but you can get them after Marsh Cave, and you usually can afford them. Having them going into Marsh Cave, however, would be certainly an ideal circumstance. Yeah, Wargwolves are so fast early on. We get a few levels here, though, and it'll balance out pretty quick. Pixel Remaster has a lot of things. I mean, I've played through this game like 7 times. I still use the map. Especially because you can check where the treasure chests are on the map. Well, as long as they're visible, you can. Yeah, that sounds right. I think that's further to the west, though. These Wargwolf ones are the worst. There's only 2 that are potentially hinted at. Although it's really more of a for fun idea that Katase threw out there than anything. Jesus! Why is my I keep calling him a rogue. Why is my thieves' health at 204 already? But not really correct. Yeah. Yeah, I think you can get the ogre encounter anywhere here. There's 2 cobras. These guys poison on hit, if I recall, so these guys kind of suck. They are easy money. They're at least worth a free. That exact encounter is worth a free in use. There's the 2 regular ogres. We get a couple more levels, and I should be able to one-round them without the monk needing to attack twice. This is also still an easier encounter than the other one. Yeah, that's 390. Each of the ogres is worth 195. Ooh, okay. Ambush is not good. I'm gonna have to... I should have cast fire on the other one. It's fine, we still 1 cycle. Alright, that's the order I was hoping for. Because we can use the Curas and the Cure 1s outside of the fight now to keep farms going for longer. What are you doing in my swamp? So many wolves. The frontline wolves are easy. It's the backline wolves that are annoying. Yeah, farming. Listen, I'm sure they got listen, they got red onions. It's close enough. You could be a red onion. Red's a part of purple, at the very least. I'm actually just gonna do this, yeah. Go for volume. Almost actually KO'd. Didn't have much health left. That's also correct. That's not Shirk. Is Shirk Shrek's, like, cousin? You mean, like, all hotels? The worst internet? Well, I ever had, like, one or two good hotels in terms of internet. Yeah, Airbnbs, although I never really liked the idea of essential. Well, I mean, it's not even living in someone's apartment. Most people are people who don't actually live in those places. Some are, but most of them just have the Airbnb. And then they, you know, they only use it for that sake. So they treat it like it's just one hotel room. What are we looking at money-wise? Okay, this can help with the ogres big time. It's a few free ogre kills at the very least. Well, actually, now that we have Fyra, we can... It's not even... Those aren't even free ogre kills. That's just free AoE kills like this. Listen, I wouldn't expect Disney hotels to have good internet. Time to burn it all down. Oh yeah, I've had to patch 14 on hotel internet. Not a pleasant experience. Just as a reminder, guys, today is kind of an awkward day to have started because, well, it wouldn't have been, but plans changed very much against my expectations. So I was supposed to be on Mog Talk today. It was supposed to start in the afternoon, but it's starting in the morning instead. So it just means that I have to take 2 hours away and then come back. Nothing fancy. Yeah, his AC exploded, but he's trying to do the show early in the day, so he can still have a show. He just can't do it late in the day when the sun comes out. All right, this encounter still sucks. No way around that. However, it's definitely gonna have gotten better. Oh yeah, I can two around that now with that most recent level up. Yes, he's definitely not actually frosty at the moment. All right, we're gonna fire these. Couple of free levels. You want those ogre fights more than anything. Yeah, unfortunately our monk level ups have been incredibly poor. And at the same time, we don't want to go too crazy with level ups on them. Because we really want to hold out until We get much later. Oh, that's right, I didn't buy the armlet yet. I thought I gave it to them. Let's see. I did buy it. Just forgot to equip it. Yeah, Master's better than Monk. Significantly. And then, what are the 4 spells? Yeah, they're pretty cracked. Poison is probably the most important pickup, if we can have that in advance. I mean, realistically, we just buy antidotes. Yeah, we don't really need those. The Null Frost is good, but... Sleepra, Haste. Haste is the big one. Blizzara is nice too, but Haste, yeah. So we might want to try to at least get Haste for the Mind Flayers. Oh yeah, speaking of which. Yeah, there's the item shop. I think the items here are also more expensive. No, they're not. Yeah, ideally we want Poisona and Haste. Poisona before Marsh Cave is a lifesaver. But even still, you just don't have enough charges of it early. Later on it pays off, but... Alright, this is definitely a case of... Fyra. Haste is specifically good for bosses in the Mind Flayer. Especially good for our good old Dark Prince buddy, Astos. Ah, stop ambushing me. These ones don't have rub. The ones in the cave have stun on hit, which is might as well be rub, because if they hit you enough times. But there's also only 4 of them guaranteed in Pixel Remaster. So you can't have, it's not like a gamble between 2 and 6. It's always 4. So they just evened it out and said, here you go. Ow. I need those ogre encounters. Yeah. In the older versions, the stun lock on hit was definitely a persistent concern. At least I get 4 guaranteed Fyras. Yeah, my ogre luck has been pretty awful. The EXP is fine, but the Gil is all I actually need. I think in my last playthrough, Astos, I beat him with like 1 last attack. Alright, this one's auto-attackable. Stop. Stop. Aha! Yeah, because these are all the low Gil encounters. The ogres are massive amounts. This is the Pixel Remaster. Ghasts. Ugh. Out of here with that. Yep, that's what I was afraid of. Doesn't matter. They don't have that much health. Oh, good. And they're just only paralyzing. Well, they're paralyzing the person with 206 health. All right, maybe I should stick a little bit further to the east so I don't have ghasts in the fight list. And that's just on the way to Marsh Cave. Yeah, the only downside with Buccaneers for Gil is the Shark and Sahuagin chiefs are infinitely more annoying, even as you gain levels. But the Buccaneers are pretty good Gil also. The Ogres are supposed to be better, I'm just having awful luck. It's all Wargwolves. Oops, all Wargwolves. Yeah, because we're not even here for EXP. The EXP is inconsequential at this point. It won't matter in Marsh Cave. It's the ability to buy Haste and Poisona that we want the most. All right, this is gonna force an in-room, I think. This is gonna be a Fyra. Well, no, we're not speedrunning. No. That's not correct. You don't have to, but it depends on your setup. If you have a lot of fighters, then the gil cost of making them strong early is very, very high. Casters also have a very high cost, whereas Thief and Monk... Red Mage actually doesn't have that much of a cost. There we go. That's the encounter you're looking for most of the time. When the game's not being a dingus, this is the encounter you're supposed to be getting for Gil. See? Nice. It's a nice amount. Good, a strength increase. We really needed that. Oh, that's really good, actually. Also. Especially with Invis later. That was a really good level up for both. Once you're past Elfheim, the budgeting is pretty smooth. It's just Elfheim that really, really hurts. Because it's so early, but it lets you skip so many steps if you actually have the gil for it. Dude, what is going on with that thief health? Oh my goodness, little. Oh my. Y'all don't know how to pace yourselves, do ya? What is that? That's 6. And then that's 7-4. There you go. I mean, you did tell me it was coming. But that's not how that works. Sir? Yeah, antidotes are the big thing. Oh, here we go. Now all of a sudden the game wants to cooperate. Sir, this is a Wendy's. I didn't say I needed more anything. All I did was present an option. There's 10 more. Goodness. Your choice. Wait, I'm so confused. I mean, I do know what your choice will be. Yeah. But I'm wait, I don't. I'm actually kind of confused. Wait, huh? This is, dude. We're doing count up. Wait, I mean, yeah, but we're in the middle of count up right now. I guess I could take it out of count up and put it into that for the future, but like I'm in the middle of count up. Everything is for count up right now. Commands in the title. Oh, also, these wargs drop antidotes. The 5. God. You gotta let me know, Little, because... Okay, so that means you don't want those to be part of count up, is what you're telling me. That's the confusing thing, because it's in the... You did it in count up. So that's why I'm confused. Tactics Despair. If only there was a great definitive version of Tactics that we had. Thank you, Sappho, for the 5 as well. Yeah, so you need to let me know, because I'm very confused. And then also, Scarlet. Incentive was all... Okay, Little, what are you trying to get out of this? That's what I need to know. Because I thought it was for trial. I actually don't... No, yeah, everything is all at once. That's why I'm confused. That was just 5, 3, 6, 18. Yeah, there's not towards things. Everything's just collective. But that depends on which one you're... I don't know what you're aiming for. Oh my god. JDS, thanks for the 10. Well, I'm definitely going to be playing 3D. And no doubt about that. Because, like, all the rules and everything are laid out in the thing. That's not pacing. The PS1 version is so painful to try to play through. It's the one with the least number of issues, but man, those load times are just, ugh. Sprint is a pace, true. This is very true. I just need an answer. I don't know. Was it for 10-2? 3? I mean, it's just, yeah, everything's, some of them say collective, some of them say they're during a certain game. That's why I'm confused. I just need an answer. That's all I want. Swarthy, thank you for the fight. This isn't a slow pace at all. You guys act like there's not time for this later. You act like there's no time to earn it. Y'all are y'all going nuts. Chaos. My answer is for chaos. That was 5, right? Yes, that's... Okay, but okay, so what you're saying is you don't want the subs to be a part of count up. Little. Okay, that's fine. I was so confused. Because that means I have to take them away from count up. They're not count up related. I'll at least make good on that. But that means they're completely unrelated to count up. That's all I needed to know. Yes, no, don't do it during count up, because count up is count up. The other thing was already underway, we just didn't have... I was working on too many things at once. No, characters don't die. This is Final Fantasy. Alright, so... That means I have to take away... Yeah, you could have done it. It would have already been done. But because of the... I'll do you the courtesy of doing this. That math is correct. And then minus that. And then down to a 6 and a 5. There we go. Alright, no, we got it. We figured it out. They need to re-release Tactics. Listen, we're getting Tactics Ogre. Maybe regular Tactics is right after that, you know. That's what, yeah, because I was like, I know your choices, but that doesn't make sense right now. That's why I was so confused. There's no, I don't need to Goblin Hunt. Oh, fuck. I can make that an incentive, couldn't I? I did say that I was open to adding incentives. You know what, though? Here's the thing, though. They buffed it. They buffed it. So when they released Final Fantasy IV Pixel Remaster, it was supposed to be buffed. And they actually, in a patch, like a week later, they said they didn't. They forgot to do it. So all of the like buffs to the summon drop rates that weren't there. They just weren't there when I played it. All right, we're gonna get Poisona now, so I don't forget, and then we're gonna stay until we get Haste. So now it's supposed to be a lot easier than when I did it. I don't, does anyone even remember my encounters? I probably still have the pictures. Of my total attempts. Yeah, you know, actually, I modded this originally with new fonts. I don't know why it's using the original fonts. I guess I must have unmodded it at some point when I was, like, modding the other ones. Oh, I remember it being a very long time. What took longer, Goblin or Death Joker? Because Death Joker took me basically the whole game and then some. Yeah, I originally wasn't even using the JP fonts. Oh, hey, here we go. I was using a different set of fonts even, but the fonts aren't correct. 1,394 goblins. Great. This is the big money encounter. This is the one we need. Please attack with the monk first, of course. No, but I definitely changed the font in Final Fantasy 1. Because the font change was pretty much, we knew about that immediately. I didn't use the Mythic Quest one, but I used a different one. I definitely didn't use the vanilla ones. The Joker at the background. What? Oh, yeah, it was part of the ranking video, yeah. I was like, Joker, I was like, behind me? I was about to turn around like, hello? Alright, we just want to get enough for haste. Actually, we want to get enough for haste and some antidotes. Because we're going to need a lot of antidotes. We have Poisona, which is... it helps, but again, we don't have many spell casts for it. We almost have enough for haste, so then it's just antidotes. We just need more of those ogre. The ogre encounters are 690. The triple ogre is 690. Oh, actually, with a preemptive, we can just do this. Because we'll kill most of them. Yeah, the versions with spell charges. Poisona in the PSP version is very much a solid replacement. Yo, everybody except my monk is getting health. Every single individual is getting health except for my monk. We are most assured. Actually, again, with... yeah, we'll do it anyway. That's one more and I have enough for haste, and then it's antidotes. We can probably get to Astos and through Marsh Cave, at least almost before Mog Talk. Normally, I would have already been in Marsh Cave at this point, but I've been so incredibly unlucky. I gotta admit also, my Black Mage is doing really bad on HP rolls. It's gotten like 1 or 2 HP for the last 3 levels. Yeah, a White Mage, on the other hand, feeling pretty good. And my Monk is trucking stuff. How many antidotes have I picked up from wargs? I have 15. That's not bad. No, my Thief is where my Monk should be. Oh no, we're definitely doing this. And then we're gonna do an in rest and buy haste. Oh, 700. It's an odd amount, but I'll take it. For sake of ease, I will add 3 to this, just because it's... Oh, wait, whoops. Add 3 to it. And when it gets to the 1500, I'll do that. Thank you for the 700 biddies. Yeah, remember, guys, this is a long marathon. We will be interrupting the marathon throughout the year for other game releases, which, by all means, come by and enjoy those game releases, too. But feel no need to rush with incentives and everything. It's designed to be a very long time event that everyone can enjoy. It'll be uploaded to YouTube also. We have a separate VOD channel that's going to start seeing uploads for game releases. Might even go back and upload. I think Xenoblade Chronicles is still uploadable. I think I still have all the parts. I have to double check, but I do have a VOD channel. Jay, thanks for the 7 months. I don't think my ranking is going to change. I'm gonna try to like 9. No, I'm not. No, I'm not. That's a fucking lie and a half. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to lie. It's yeah, no, that's not true. I won't try. It's not gonna happen. No, I told them there's not gonna be any podcast or anything. I can't organize anything like that and make commitments like that again. It's much different, my scheduling and everything, than the last time. I'll never put 2 over anything. Not a chance. The only game below 2 is 3 3D. If they ever make a 2 3D, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit. Everything is in the document. Yeah, that's the only good thing about the game, though, Jaeger. Ooh, here we go. This is what we needed. This might be everything I need now. Oh, I don't have any more Black Mage charges, do I? Not the AoE charges. I have the single target charges. Oh, I one-shot that ogre. Three 3D is, oh boy. The fact that I'm almost assuredly going to hit that. Grant, thanks for the 6 months. Welcome, Backaroo.
Half pet.
3-3. Oh, it exists all right, and I've played it. SD, welcome back for the 3rd month. Let me pick up haste and then I'll put that down as well. I don't like any of the characters in 9. I mean, that's really the primary reason. I like Vivi and I'm okay with Zidane and like Steiner. But it's the gameplay itself that really drags super hard for me. It's gonna be on Frosty _TV. I'll host it when the time comes. I kind of want to grab a few more spells. Maybe one more ogre encounter. Yeah, I don't like Garnet. But trust me, even if I liked all the characters, the game would still be depressing when I actually play it. No, I have a tradition where I always name Garnet. Thank you, Steel Rain. Also, did I write those down? Steel Rain SD. Let me put both of those down because I didn't do either. That makes that. Yes, they have a spell slot. It's very classic D&D. I just like, for me, it's the principle of her being like, oh, they'll never figure this out. And then you name her Garnet, and they're like, oh, I'm so clever. It's such a stupid thing, but I get a lot of enjoyment. She's like, they'll never figure it out. I'm so smart. Alright, that should be enough money to do Marsh Cave. Unless I really want to get a lot of high potions. I should actually grab tents, and every time I need to do mass healing, I should just exit in tent. We'll probably end up coming back to town at some point, because Marsh Cave is just that brutal. Grab 5 for now. A Phoenix down wouldn't be the worst either. Alright, yeah, so we'll get more money also after we go visit Astos. Probably won't get through Marsh Cave before Mog Talk. I almost always use the expert grid for 10. That's so far in the future, though. That's going to be months down the line. I actually need to keep charges and stuff. Please run. Thank you. Have to go around. Yep. Classic licenses. I mean, I'm using Zodiac. I'm playing Zodiac Age. I don't even remember a choice between the two. Given that the progression system is entirely different. If we earn it, I will. Yeah, it sure is. Oh, Astos. Forgot, can I... Actually, I don't think I need to talk to Astos first. I was tricked by Astos, king of the Dark Elves, and now my castle has fallen into ruin. If only I could retrieve the crown from Marsh Cave, I would be able to restore my castle. Alright, let's just go get the crown. Goodbye, sir. Best Pixel Remaster is 3. 6 is still the best of the 6 games that were remastered, but 3 is the most improved. And it needed the help, so... I'm gonna attack with them and flee with everyone else. There we go. And no, in fantasy worlds, you never have scars. Unless the scar is vital to your character development. I think you'd feel it, Silver. Alright, so I'm gonna start with just a cure on you. Oh, actually, let me save first. But in Fantasy Worlds, there are no scars unless they determine that you need them. Alright, so that way's all treasure, and this way... no, this way's treasure, the other way is all business. Alright. First 2 auto attacks, I'm safe. 3 auto attacks and I'm not poisoned. Holy moly. No, this direction is all business. No, this isn't all business. Well, no, because there is the path down there, yeah. Okay, so we can skip that room and we need to go these 3 rooms. I don't think these are locked. I don't think these are the locked ones. I think there are some locked ones in here. How much health do these things have? Alright, these are magic only. They have like 20 health. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I have to... oh, there's my first poison. Alright, so we're gonna actually use the poisoners first. No, I don't like most modded, especially 6. I find the modded 6s to be particularly not good. Oh, no. There it is. 2 more poisons. There's all my poisoners already. I don't think I can. Oh, yes, I can. But I haven't given any a chance in quite some time. Did he get poisoned right before I left? No. Okay. These scorpions hurt, if memory serves. Yup! Memory serves! And I got poisoned. Alright. How about, you just don't do that? Sure do love this dungeon. More so, it just includes bonus bosses that are stupidly strong. Pretty well designed extra bosses, though. You're talking about Final Fantasy VII, that is. Final Fantasy VII New Threat was pretty well balanced. No, we'll do this, and then flee with these 2. If I can get away from a fight, I'd prefer to get away from a fight in here. The risk of poison is just way too high. But if I fail to flee on the first turn, then staying to finish the second turn is fine. Oh, that was... okay, he's poisoned, but don't like that. We're gonna use a couple potions instead. Antidote and 2 potions. Did it use both? Yes, it did. Green slimes we want to avoid because they're either hope for lucky big damage hit. Oh, the poison on hit. There's another antidote. Alright, now for the real fun begins. A part of me wants to go directly to this room. Another part of me can't help but want to grab everything. I think these guys do not poison on hit. They just hit very hard. Of course, they're all hitting you. Oh, White Mage got another like 20-something health. Yeah, I mean, this place is notoriously awful for the early game. Okay, so we need, is it 3 to the right? Okay, yeah, 3 to the right. Oh, actually, what am I doing? Flee. With a thief in the party, though, the hope is that we'll get away more frequently than not. 1, 2... Oh, no, it's 3. It was 3 total. I included that one, I guess. There we go. It's not worth trying to get more gil and EXP in this fucking dungeon. It's just not worth it. I think this one has one. Ow! Luck is okay, but again, the health level ups are just... Ugh! Alright, so it's... Okay, and then I can do the mini-boss early before... Oh, no. This is not an encounter you want to stay. You need to be out of this encounter ASAP. Oh, my freaking goodness. There we go. I don't care if you don't get any EXP. You don't... That encounter is just... That's the worst. That's the second worst encounter in here behind... The boss, the 4 scorpions, is just a bad time. As bad a time as it can be. This is also a terrible encounter, unless you have Diara. We did get a preemptive, so it might be worth actually doing it. Yeah, we were afraid of the paralyze. Should have killed him outright. Well, he would have died there, but... He's dead. Yeah, that encounter is good money. Strength and luck. 22 luck is really freaking good. And finally, a decent health level up for the Black Mage. Potion, cottage, that's great. That's a free heal outside of the dungeon. Gray Ooze. I think Gray Ooze is harder, but since we got the preemptive, I'm kind of tempted. I think you can just fire... Oh, no, these ones have no defense. These ones are normal to kill. It's the green slimes that are a pain. Yeah, these ones you just kill old-fashioned. With a preemptive, definitely worth stopping and doing those. Copper. We didn't buy one of those earlier, because we knew we would get one. We need to buy the other one, and they're 800 apiece. We're gonna do 3 fleas and an attack. There we go. Okay, we're gonna do the encounter. Nope, I forget it keeps resetting the menu. Make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Got a quick save as well. Alright, this is one of the worst encounters. They're gonna each focus one. Oh! Oh! It's about what I expected to happen. Stop! Thank you. Snow! Alright, one's dead. 2 should be dead. Yeah, because with haste, he should murder them. But if I lose him before he gets his turn, I lose pretty much. Well, no, I could probably kill it with just Fyras. Through the invis again, by the way. Ah, yeah, we should be good. Oh. Such a bad encounter. That's the toughest encounter in here, though, for the crown. So the fact that we got that on the first visit is pretty good. The problem is getting out. Well, the problem isn't getting out. The problem is...
It's huge!
That's not a problem. That's definitely not a problem. Alright, the problem is collecting everything and getting out. That's the tough thing to do. I think the bottom left and bottom right rooms are... Actually, I think all the bottom rooms are locked. I think all of these bottom rooms are locked, if memory serves. So if I need to collect, there's the rooms back the other way at the start, and then there's these rooms. I think the bottom right and the bottom left rooms for sure are locked. Yeah, these have been really good. But I'm almost out of heals. And I have a lot of dungeon to run back through. So I think what I'm gonna do... Oh no, this is a terrible encounter. We're out. This is not happening. So much poison. Okay, we got another potion, so now we need to get all the way out. We're gonna exit, then come... We're gonna... Oh, no, 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 no. Flee, please. Flee! Oh, God. Oh, boy. Alright. Maybe bought a few too many ant dots. Because I could really use more potions right now instead. Really? With the preemptive, we're gonna unsuccessfully not... Okay, thank you. This is definitely a race to get out of the dungeon at this point. It is 100% time to boogie. And thankfully, we have a 22 luck thief. Odds of us getting out, or at least the thief not getting hit, is pretty decent. Stop! Yeah, look at all these preemptives we're getting. The fact that we got through Marsh so quickly is, Oh, they fled. Fled. No, we'll go with fleed. Fuck it. They used flee and they did it before. It works. Question my English. Oh my goodness, these preemptives are crazy. Yeah, we got out of here with very few poisons, thankfully. I had to fight a bit of my own habits, because I would normally fight absolutely everything, but I was at a point where it just wasn't feasible. We only had 2 4 scorpion encounters the whole time also. That encounter can just end runs. I remember when I played through these, I unironically said to myself, I wish I had some repels. That was true of Final Fantasy 2 more than anything. That was like, I really wish I had some max repels in this game. I mean, all the Pixel Remaster encounter rates are very high. Final Fantasy 2 doesn't even stand out for that particular thing very much. Ow! Yeah, enemy rank determines how your skill ups are gonna work, more than anything. Low enemy rank is harder to skill up off of. Ooh, Please don't go next, Monk. Thank you. I heavily disagree with that, Trance. I think Marsh Cave after Marsh Cave it's very easy. You have the Mind Flayers with Rub, and then you have Warmech, and I think that's pretty much it in my opinion. Oh, I guess Ice Cave too. Ice Cave can be kind of a pain. No, Final Fantasy 2 is just very different. It'll drive you mad before you die, especially once you have a blood sword. Oh, preemptive, sweet. Yeah, Marsh Cave is probably the biggest difficulty jump. The second biggest is probably Ice Cave. It does depend on the version. I can't think of a version of 1 that is notoriously bad, difficulty-wise. Final Fantasy 3 3D is atrocious difficulty-wise because of the way they decided to scale the difficulty. It really is just... it's really just a travesty, that whole thing. Final Fantasy 3 3D scaling is certainly a decision that was made when that game was made. Jesus, Monk hit him. You try to run after I beat your ass for all that time? See, the 15 hours I played of the PS1 Tactics, I never thought it was that hard, but I also like games like that a lot, so... This is actually terrible. This is going to be a KO for sure, yeah. And that sucks, because that's my best fleer. That's fine. I do have a Phoenix down. I could just also hold out till I get back to town. And I could also just use the Phoenix down and then also hold out till I get back to town. Because it doesn't matter. I've got a lot of money. That money's gonna go very quick if I use the Phoenix down though, but it's way safer to have them alive than to not. OG12 is super easy. I'd say that Zodiac Age is easier. But OG12 is pretty easy. Yeah, but not liking the programming isn't the same as it being difficult, you know? Dude, after playing Fate Tactics, I don't think the difficulty of any tactical RPG is gonna surprise me. That game is still the hardest tactical game I've ever played, on the fucking normal difficulty at that. Fate Tactics was on a fucking whole nother level when it came to difficulty. It's a very recent game, too. I mean, the final boss was what, like an hour per attempt? Fate Tactics is, you know how most strategic RPGs kind of put you on even footing against opponents? Yeah, no, Fate Tactics definitely doesn't put you on even footing in the vast majority of the game. You are almost certainly at a major deficit in every single fight until you really learn how to abuse the systems. Not to mention the usual missing when you really can't afford to miss. There's one encounter in Fate Tactics where if you lose the main character at any point, it ends. Like specifically the one main character you have at that point. And the boss can just choose to one-shot you at any point, pretty much. Sounds like Final Fantasy 13, actually, when I say it out loud. Sounds like the last boss. Oh yeah, I forgot. Ethers are a godsend in this version, by the way. The fact that they're even there is a godsend. Now, normally I wouldn't want to spend that much, but I want to make getting through Astos very, very quick and painless. Do I still have over that amount? I'll get that from Astos. Yeah, because Mog Talk, I got to be on Mog Talk in a little bit, and then we'll continue after that. I want to see if I can get through Astos. Oh, I didn't rest at the end, did I? Yes, I did. Okay. We're definitely going to try to get to Astos without getting hit again. I'll try to flee with everyone except you, and if you manage to get a turn, then just fire and kill them all. Oh, there's no risk. There you go. I've got a couple, Mwah! You fools fell right into my trap. I am Astos, king of the dark elves.
Thanks, Layla, for the Prime sub. With the combined power of the crown you hold and the crystal eye I already possess, I will become the true Elf King. It is useless to resist me. I can take what is mine by sheer force. Look, see? This is him. Look, I'm him. See?
Oh, hey, by the way, lucky turn order. Haste before the turn. Of course, he slowed me back down. Ah, he's dead anyway. Haste and temper. Time to die, Astos. Slowra, what was it? Thundara and slow. Those are some of the easiest options I could have got from him. Monk, get some health for the love of God. Maybe he took some pity on the fact that my monk has been healthless all game so far. And I think that room is locked. I think that's locked for later. You can exit from that side, so I'm just gonna check for memory's sake real quick. Yeah, okay, it's the Mystic Key. With the new pattern, I think it's 8 analyzer. Since they moved over to the new schedule. Used to be 4 to 6. So it's like 6 to 8 now, yeah. With the new schedule. Alright, I don't know when Frosty needs me in the call by. Let me see if it says in the thing. I'd say we did pretty good so far early. Oh, nice. Setup time. Yeah, he wants... Okay, it does have setup time. Cool. He wants me in a few minutes. Yeah, the guild farming was slow, but we got through Marsh and Astos pretty painlessly. So I'll just make it back to the elf town, and then I'll get ready to go start with that. No, I think the monk health ups are only going to matter against a few select enemies. We are at a point where we kind of want to slow our leveling down, though, until we get to the tower, so we can get the rat tail. We don't want to get past maybe like the late 20s until we have the advancements. Because we want as many, we're going to need those black belt levels big time, or master levels, whatever you want to call it. Fortunately, we don't have much in the way of guild requirements for some time. All right, let's do this. Let's save. As a reminder, I'm on a podcast today, so while I will be going extra time later in the day, I will need to interrupt to go do that. It was originally supposed to be Mog Talk would be in the afternoon, and then I'd come back after that and finish up in the evening. But Frosty's AC is busted, so he needs to do it in the morning or he's gonna fry. Because not having an AC in the summer, in a hot summer, and he also lives in a very hot area, would let me tell you, it won't be good for him.